Welcome back. So you got your MRD and you got your PRD and it's all set, and now you need to prepare for the NPRB presentation. And like I said, you need to use these two documents to prepare the product funding presentation. And so what we want to do is I want to just walk you through the general an NPRB presentation for product funding, and then talk through some of the highlight aspects that you need to be aware of. And so remember way back when we looked at the business case justification, and we said it is always useful to look at the goal, one-page business justification summary, executive summary, and then we use that to look at what the financial projections literature is, and try to understand what the ROI, gross margin, TAM, SAM, SOM. So we use that one-page description as a sort of a goal point that we want to drive at. Well, we're back here. We're back to that one page, and so what you want to do is that again, this new product funding presentation is a presentation. You can use any software. It's a presentation, Keynote or PowerPoint or what have you. And then, as a good practice, always you want to show the summary sheet right at the beginning, so that whoever executives, they are busy people, and whoever wants to know a quick snapshot of it, they will take a look at it, and then if they want to stay in the meeting and then ask more questions and such, that gives them an opportunity to do it. But obviously you need the full NPRB strength, or the full quorum people, at least minimum, to make a call on whether it is approved or not approved. And so in any case, you will start off with an executive summary executive summary page, and then this we covered before. Again, you're going to talk about you are going to show a brief synopsis of every aspect of the presentation, or all the key aspects of the presentation. Product name, what are the customers, and more important is what are the financials involved here. And then you're going to go into the details in terms of every aspect of the MRD that you have developed. You're going to translate some of that into a presentation. But with the NPRB, you need to provide a little bit more or different information. To start off with, you want to show what is the product overview, maybe 1 page or 2 pages. Again, here it's the same thing as the application. It's actually a good idea to show some of the applications that you have used in the MRD, and also add a little bit more about product description, maybe visually and not too much text. Always, obviously, you want to avoid too much text. Maybe 1 or 2 lines, 2 or 3 lines, but not too much. And then immediately you want to go into the product team. You want to introduce that, the executive team member board, I'm here representing or championing this new product, and I have the whole team that I have identified. We're all on board, and I'm showing you who the team members are. So that's the purpose of it. And then you're going to go through the market. Basically, you're going to visualize everything that you have described in the MRD. Charts and everything, you can put them straight away, but you want to highlight what the key points are, and start talking about how big the market growth will be. And remember, when we were doing the TAM, SAM, SOM analysis, I used this Udemy, my product management course, as an example. And so something like that, you want to sort of I think the best approach is you tell a story. You tell a story at every segment, meaning if it's a market analysis, you start with how big the market is and where you think it's going, and so you weave a compelling story is what I'm saying. And then you dive into the product description, and again, all the essential elements, key product features, and most important is where does it fit in the roadmap. Remember the top 3 questions that we were asking? what problem does this product solve, where does it fit in the roadmap, and does it justify the investment that you're asking us to put into it. And so the roadmap here, you have to show the roadmap, basically show the roadmap and show where your product is on the roadmap, and in a way that is consistent and makes sense to whoever is looking at it. And then competitive, show the competition, and show also what is the advantage of your product, what is the competitive advantage. And obviously there are some details, technical details if you want to highlight. So the idea here is anything significant key that you think you want to highlight, either because it is great for the product or because it is important that executives know, that requires more resources or a different kind of maybe you want to hire some consultants temporarily to help out the project in some phase or the other. So all these things you want to highlight, and then again you want to roll up your marketing plan. You want to tell them what is the market window, what is the positioning, and what is your strategy in rolling out this product. Development plan, again in detail, highlight the milestones, and I think don't put the whole plan, which 500 steps that has it. You just highlight the key points, very key points. When will it go to the key validation? When will it be ready for product management? Or when will it be ready for product release process? Or when will you know that certain key elements of the sign-off checklist have been okayed? And so there's always that. The thinking here is at every step of the way you are managing yourself better. You're managing yourself with all the key checks and balances. That's what you want to say. You're the product manager. You want to show how you've sort of airtight. You made the airtight case of where and then minimized how many ways things can go wrong. And operations plan, if there is a significant operations component to it, you want to highlight in detail what the view from the operations side is. And then again here you want to spend a lot of time, well, not a whole lot, but a good amount of time in explaining what is your mitigation strategy for risks that you have identified. And again here you will jump into the financial analysis. You'll talk about what are the assumptions you have made. Very important, you have to state the assumptions that you have made behind the numbers, and then basically carry through this process, and then at the end of it there's one sheet that you want to show, which is basically the sign off. It simply says approved or not approved, or approved with the following stipulations. So that is a call to action to the review board that is in the audience. And at the end of the presentation, after they grill you and ask you questions, this and that, the typical process is they would retire and they would go into a powwow all by themselves without you and anyone present in the room, and then they would come back with their decision. Maybe sometimes it takes an hour, 2 hours, or what have you. They all know the sense of urgency, and so they'll come back with their result. They may say, okay, approved, but here are our comments, or not approved, and well, here are our comments why we didn't approve it. Bounce it back with some more actions that you need to take. And then they may say, conditionally we approve it, but it's like approval with some stipulations. For example, they may say, look, you go forward, you'll probably get the first milestone funding, or funding is more or less there, but we want you to do XYZ before a certain time period. We want you to show this. Otherwise, maybe we need to rethink. So that's basically how the NPRB process works. And so there you have it. You pretty much have wrapped the whole product funding presentation. Did a great pitch to the NPRB, and let's say that they liked your case and they approved it. And that means the product development is officially on, officially ready. It's officially its beginning. And so now comes a critical part of your responsibility, you as a product manager. You have to manage the product development. Obviously, there is an engineering manager, and he or she will do their engineering management. But remember, I said whole product is something that you need to take a view from a level above and look all around the whole product, and that is what you need to manage. And so in the next lecture, I want to provide just a few, not a whole lot, and just a few, again, tips and hints on how to approach this with a right set of mindset. And so you don't make the rookie mistakes, or you don't spend about 3 to 4 years to learn all these mistakes. You follow these. I'm just trying to, all I'm trying to do, I think, in summary way, all these lectures are, I'm just trying to share the lessons I learned from my experience. Obviously, the intent here is you should not spend so many years in your career to make the mistakes and learn from them. So that intent is again the same thing in the next lecture also. I'll show you what are the things that are better you learn right from the beginning, and we'll take it from there. So I will see you in the next lecture, and thank you.